Wait, I might have messed up. I might have messed up. YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team that features Mist Inteleon that did really well in the April International Challenge. It is something that is interesting. Mist is really cool because of Incineroar and Parting Shot and being able to prevent max dragon attack drops, which is pretty crucial to this team. But we'll see if we'll actually be able to utilize it. But if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the rest of the details of the team and the creator down below in the description. These are my own EV spreads because the original EV spreads were not shared. And yeah, let's get started and play some games. Palkia, Calyx, Ice Rider, Amoonguss, Incineroar, Mimikyu, and Rillaboom. The mirror is an interesting one right here with the Trick Room. They definitely have probably, I'd say, the better advantage, mainly because the Palkia I think is a more annoying for my Reshiram to deal with. But there are quite a few tools that I do have here. I do have the Inteleon here, which can dish out a lot of damage to the Incineroar and Mist. One of the ways they play around the Calyx Ice Rider is a thing, as well as being able to prevent like max dragon drops in my Calyx. Might be the call here. I actually do kind of like that. All right, let's try out Inteleon Incineroar. No, maybe Inteleon Reshiram. Yeah, Inteleon Reshiram is like a pretty decent mid-ground lead. I think Incineroar in the back and the Calyx right here. Let's see how this is going to go, because I do want to try a Mist strategy right here, because I think a Mist strategy could go in very heavy right here. I think being able to shut down the Incineroar's Parting Shot from their side could be so crucial right here. And I think just having my Reshiram be able to threaten a lot of damage into their team, especially their Palkia, is so huge. But we'll find out though. This could be a little bit difficult because my only way of setting up like a weakness policy on the Calyx is either rely on their attacks or I have to self Ancient Power or Flare Blitz or whatever I really have to do. So it's not the best. However, I do think we have quite a few tools, as long as it's not like Double Grassy Glide on this team with like Amoonguss plus the Rillaboom, which could be an option here to stop my Inteleon, but we'll find out. We're gonna see the Calyx and Amoonguss lead. Our Palkia Amoonguss lead. Okay, this is actually pretty good for me. I do lead my Inteleon plus my Reshiram right here. And sure, I don't know how fast their Palkia is. Turbo Blaze into no pressure. Wait, do they have telepathy? What did they have telepathy with? I guess they just have telepathy. Huh. That's an interesting choice. All right. I do want to go for the Mist right here with my team, because I do want to deny the Incineroar. I do want to deny a lot of the factors. And then afterward, I just want to go for a max Flare. Do I want to go for a Draco Meteor? Because I don't know, this could be Rage Powder here, this might not. I kind of actually just want to go for a Draco Meteor here, because there is a chance that the Amoonguss does protect here on a potential fire move, but I don't know 100% here. I guess Amoonguss is going to be a little bit annoying, but we do have a Incineroar with a Lumberry at least as a backup option right here. Right, I see a Dynamax come out, and that's going to be the Palkia all right here. So this could be actually a really crucial turn. Me being able to eliminate their Palkia or not, unless they Rage Powder here. If they Rage Powder, I guess it's not too bad. I could probably max Quake up with my Calyx then, and that wouldn't be a terrible option here, I suppose. Yeah, that actually isn't that bad. Let's see. Gonna be a Mist. Okay, they actually went for a Spore here, looks like. I guess a Dragon Spore? Draco Meteor comes out into the Reshiram. Good amount of damage. I'll definitely take the damage right there. Okay, we do get the Reshiram special attack lowered. We're gonna see a max Whirlwind, which is fair, into the Reshiram. Should pick up the knockout. Oh, it doesn't pick up the knockout, I guess, because the... All right. Spore coming out into the Reshiram slot as well. All right, that's a pretty good turn for me. I don't mind losing Reshiram too early here, because I do want to set up my Calyx Ice Rider for a potential win here. So I'll definitely take that. All right. I guess this upcoming turn, I'm protecting my Inteleon, and I'm going for a Wake Up here. I don't mind if Reshiram goes down, but I'd say Spore comes out from Amoonguss into the Reshiram slot. I could see them doubling my Reshiram slot with a max Geyser or a max Quake here into a Spore here, because they try to catch the switch if I do decide to switch out, and if they don't, they get rid of the Reshiram, which is a pretty big threat, especially since I'm -2. They might think I'm more inclined to switch out, so they might go aggressive with the Spore here. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Amoonguss hard swaps here into Calyx Ice Rider. Is Calyx Ice Rider the Pokemon you want to try to pick up the knockout onto my... Okay, that's a unique choice. I'll take it. Unnerve. That means they shouldn't be going for Geyser. I imagine this is Quake then into a slot. Well, let's see. Protect the Inteleon. We're going to see a Reshiram stay asleep here, which is a-okay by me. We're going to see the Whirlwind come out into the Reshiram? Oh, Inteleon. Okay. That's cool by me, I think. Yeah, that's cool by me. All right. No attack drop, of course. We do get the Incineroar in, I think, for the Intimidate. We're just going to try to fire off a Draco Meteor, because if we are able to fire out that Draco Meteor into that Palkia, it's a very, very good position for my Ice Rider. And even Ice Rider is still in a fantastic spot, right? Because Ice Rider should be able to really threaten their team. And they do have to, like, pray that the Reshiram stays asleep here, and we'll see. We do get the Intimidate off into their Calyx Ice Rider. We also get Fake Out Pressure for the following turn. So Fake Out plus the Glacial Lance is a pretty massive threat to them. Let's see what they decide to go for here. Reshiram stays asleep, a little bit unfortunate. Would have loved to take the knockout of Palkia if I could. Max Dragon going to be fired off. And yeah, looks like they keep going for this Max Dragon option to Incineroar. That does a lot of damage to my Incineroar. I'm actually very not happy about that damage, but Trick Room does go up. Okay. That's not that bad, actually. Yeah, that's not that bad. Okay, there should be Lance then, and okay, I'll take this spot. I'm gonna go hard in Inteleon, and I'm actually gonna save Reshiram, I suppose, because I don't want to give them the boost. I'm going hard into Calyx, and I guess we're going to set up with Lances now. I mean, the only awkward part is the Amoonguss is still pretty difficult. I could reverse trick if I want, or I could take the knockout. Luckily, no Intimidate. I had to play around with the Mist, so Inteleon's actually going to be quite important here. This Mist could go a long way, but I have used on multiple turns, which I am a little bit concerned about. Calyx Ice Rider is in. Let's see. Unnerve. We're going to see a Glacial Lance be fired off. I think Inteleon should live this with a -1, right? With the Intimidate, I think. I hope it does. So I still have Mons. Yeah, okay, perfect. What are you doing with the Palkia? Going to be Spatial Rend into the... Okay, the Calyx. Don't crit. A lot of damage, but not knockout. Okay. I am losing resources real fast. However, still very manageable. Back to Incin we go. I'm going to go for a Lance here. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Lance. It's the last turn of Miss, which is unfortunate, but one last turn of Miss is maybe all I need. The Glacial Lance is still powerful. I still have Max probably as an available option from either of my Pokemon. And honestly, a Max from either Calyx Ice Rider or Reshiram could be really huge, especially in the late game, because if I'm able to eliminate the Palkia, Reshiram can sweep this team on outside of Trick Room. So that is an option I do have to consider. This Intimidate is going to be pretty valuable into their Calyx Ice Rider as well. We're actually going to see the Palkia retreat into Incineroar. All right, that means they didn't get the high... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. The reason it's fine here is because the Incineroar is not able to get the Intimidate off because of Miss. I wish I went for the Max Quake there, but I didn't think they would actually go hard into their Incineroar, but I do get my Incineroar in with the Intimidate right here. I wonder if I could get a rest. If I could get a rest off, that would be so massive right here. Glacial Lance into both. That's going to hurt them quite heavily. I would love to go for the rest, but they also do have the Ice Rider out, which means I can't eat my Lumberry. They go for high horsepower. They did read my Incineroar switch. Okay. Or we're trying to knock out my Inteleon guaranteed here. Okay. It's not too bad still. It's definitely not too bad. I got to figure out the position though. Team is no longer protected by the Mist. I'm going to go out into Inteleon because I have Protect on my Inteleon still. Okay, this could be a little bit spooky, but still very manageable right here. I wonder if Instant switches out into Amoonguss, because I could see Amoonguss trying to come in here, trying to put on Spore Pressure. So you know what? I'm going to Lance again. I think Lance makes a lot of sense here because they might try to switch out Instant or slow down because they don't want to take like a Max Quake here. If I Max Quake into Instant and Protect Inteleon as they like fake out, it's a really bad spot for them. So that's why I'm thinking the Amoonguss might come in here. We do see that the Incineroar does switch out. Show me the Amoonguss. Nice. Perfect. Okay, that's really nice because if I'm able to eliminate the Amoonguss, that's really huge for my team. You protect the Inteleon, preserving it right here. I might sack my Reshiram later on. The Glacial Lance going to come out into both Pokemon here. This endgame is still really scary though, because the Palkia might still be able to really threaten me afterward. Good damage into the Amoonguss as well as the Calyx Ice Rider, and the high horsepower goes out into the Inteleon slot, which is really good here. Okay. All right, not too bad. It's the last turn of Trick Room, which is pretty solid for me here. I wonder if they Spore here, because if they Spore, they're in a bad spot if I Protect. So this is unique here. I guess I could sack Reshiram here. And I want a high horsepower, or I really want a high horsepower trying to catch the Ensign now. You know what? I'm going to go for it here. I'm playing super aggressive here, but if I get the calls right, I get the calls right, right? Because if I protect here, then they're in an awkward spot. Ensign? Okay, that's good. I don't know if I KO though. I should have quaked. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. I should have quaked. All right. I still get good damage in the Ensign though. Okay. Also, actually, I could G-Max Inteleon if I want to. G-Max and Inteleon isn't that bad of an option here. We do bring out the Reshiram. Let's see what they decide to go for here. Gonna be a high horsepower gonna be fired off. It's gonna knock out my Reshiram. That's fine. Okay. Can I win with G-Max Inteleon alongside my Reshiram here? They do get the boost, which isn't really that big of a deal. High horsepower is gonna come out into their Ensign. Good damage. It's not a knockout. However, I do have enough tools probably to win this. I'm going to go out into my Inteleon here. And I guess we go for the G-Max move. Yeah. G-Max move should be able to knock out their Calyrex. And if they go for a fake out passively, then it's a really awkward spot for them. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to go for a G-Max move here. And I'm going to go for a Glacial Lance right here. Yeah, that seems like a fair play here. Did they Dynamax Palkia? Did they get a Quake off? I mean, this is Torn boosted max snipe move. I think it should be able to knock out the Calyrex Ice Rider, but Calyrex Ice Rider, of course, is an extremely bulky mon here. Let's figure it out, though. If the Instant goes for fake out into Inteleon, though, I'm in a very, very good spot. If they fake out my Calyrex Ice Rider, it's like an okay position. I can Airstream the next turn. It's not that big of a deal, but we will see because it really comes down to those factors. We're going to see Instant switch into Amoonguss. I love this position. Wait, it's Effect Spore Amoonguss? It's Effect Spore Amoonguss? It's not Regenerator. They get the health back. Okay, hold on. Wait, we're in a really good spot now. Inteleon, G-Max right here. Let's see. Snipe. Get the KO. Okay, all right, that's one. And then we get the boost again with Calyrex. So we're at neutral, and then we're going to be at -1 after the Intimidate. But this is still a really good spot. We do get the Lance off into the Amoonguss. Okay. Oh, man. The thing is, I don't think I outspeed Palkia, even if I Airstream with the Calyrex, because the Calyrex I'm running doesn't actually have speed. Man, I should have gone with a neutral speed Calyrex in this matchup, because then I think I just got a free Airstream into a Lance here, and that would have 100% secured the game here. Although, still very doable. Palkia comes out with Incineroar. Okay. I don't think Airstream picks up the knockout into the Palkia, though, which is concerning. I just don't protect here because they can't Trick Room. If they Trick Room, they just lose to the Calyrex, so that's fine. I guess if Calyrex does one attack from the Palkia, I just win here, I suppose. But I double protect here because they probably just fake out with Incineroar and go for the KO into Inteleon. I would say that would be your play here. So we go for a double protect here. Let's figure out what they're going to decide to do. Unless they have some kind of crazy setup move, but Trick Room doesn't save them here. Spatial Rend into my Inteleon. Okay, as we're going to see a Flare Blitz into my Calyrex. Okay. I might as well go for the Airstream, I suppose, because I gain nothing from the snipe here. Unless the Incineroar has protect, which I feel like on this team he kind of needs. I don't think you can really afford protect, but hey, if they have it, I guess they have it, right? I guess maybe I should, because I don't outspeed the Palkia anyway, because yeah, unless it's like Iron Ball Palkia, but that means Calyrex should already outspeed anyway. Let's go for the snipe here because it does KO to protect, and a Lance here. A -1 Lance single target should KO the Palkia. And if it doesn't, Palkia does have to hit a Hydro Pump and try to pick up the knockout into my Calyrex, and I have Air Slash flinches. There's like a few things that I could go off on. So we were able to knock out the Incineroar, huge. Spatial Rend, and it targets down my Inteleon, and then here comes a Lance, and that KOs the Palkia. Okay, wait, no, that Lance, that Spatial Rend just always secured you the loss, I'm pretty sure. Because this is still gonna hurt. Yeah, knocks out the Palkia. Mist Inteleon goes crazy in this matchup. Oh, We're in this match. What the heck? I was not expecting that end game. All right. Mist, I was like, okay, I can reduce some Max Dragons. But the thing is, I never had my Calyx Ice Rider next to the Max Dragons because I didn't think the Palkia would actually Dynamax that early. It ends up working out huge for me. I was able to get big damage into their slot. It kind of looks bad for me because I probably wasted some turns trying to like save the max, but I was able to get some pretty aggressive reads into like the Moongus switching and the instant switching because I felt like they were in awkward positions. If they didn't, they wanted to try to capitalize this position under Trick Room and push the lead. So I was able to like get those big attacks off with my Calyx Ice Rider, which was absolutely huge. And then Dynamax Inteleon or Gigantamax Inteleon able to finish off that game. I am still shocked that I was able to win that one. I do think that's, yeah, Spatial Rend I don't think killed the Calyx Ice Rider because we saw how much damage, and I'm pretty sure it would have missed a knockout into my Ice Rider, which is pretty big there. So yeah, I think I had the game secured unless they went for Hydro Pump, got a high roll and hit it. Yeah, but oh man, missed Gmax Inteleon saving the day right there. Kyogre, Kingdra, Shedinja, Zacian, Indeedee, Landorus, Farian. All right, kind of difficult right here. Man, I would love to do some Inteleon stuff, but Inteleon actually, no. Whoa, are they bringing Kingdra? I really doubt you go to Kingdra mode here. The Kingdra mode seems really weak into my team in general. I would not bring Kingdra if I was them. I'd probably bring like Zacian. I would bring the Shedinja for sure. I think they had to bring Kyogre. Maybe they had to bring Kingdra or maybe Indeedee. It's definitely one of those Pokemon right here. But let me see, what do I want to go here? I think it's probably just Incineroar Mimikyu. It's really hard for them to stop. My only concern is just every time I lead Mimikyu Incin, it's like, oh, it's like that, just like the last game. I'm gonna have to call which slot decides to go for a Dynamax or not, right? Because if I fake out into the wrong slot and they Dynamax, it's just a really annoying mind game to call right here. I think I am gonna just try out the Mimikyu Incineroar once again, though. I do think it's a pretty safe option. I'm gonna go with the Reshiram and the Calyx Ice Rider here. Let's see what is going to happen right here, because I think that this is my best shot of winning this game. Man, Dynamax on the Dynamax would have been huge on Inteleon because the max move works as a mold breaker, so I could actually stretch and shed. But then again, I guess I do have Airstream too, so it doesn't really matter too much, I suppose. We're gonna see the Shedinja and Kyogre lead. Okay, ends up working out really well for me as I do lead Mimikyu plus the Incineroar right here. I am able to get a big Intimidate off into the Shedinja, and the Drizzle does activate here. Oh, hold up. Are you going for a Max Geyser Poltergeist combination into the... Oh, no, they're going for Shadow Sneak into thing here. Okay. That is not one option I considered. All right. This is... Is that KO, though? I actually don't even know if that KOs. I really don't. Okay. Oh, well, I'm going to go for a... Trick Room. I mean, if this doesn't work, technically my best play is just to go for, you know what, Trick Room is probably fine here. I'm going to Trick Room in Parting Shot. The Kyogre. There should always be Dynamax Kyogre Shadow Sneak. That's their plan here. Yeah, that's an interesting plan. I keep forgetting about this, but yeah, Shadow Sneak plus a threatening combination afterward is a really interesting combination to deal with Mimikyu. I'm going to have to figure out more. I'm getting more ideas about this when I've been playing this recently, but yeah, I do kind of like this option right here because you can't fake out right here. Let's see, what are they gonna go for here? Gonna be that Shadow Sneak? Yep, Shadow Sneak. Okay, I could have probably taken the knockout on the Shed here, but I don't think it gets me much reward here. I also have the Reshiram in the back, so it's not even that big of a deal here. So Mimikyu's disguise is broken. There should be a Max Geyser probably. I mean, you should always target down. I mean, I imagine this is always into the Mimikyu. Yeah, does it pick up a knockout? It does. Okay, the Mimikyu gets eliminated. I could have went for Shadow Sneak there to break a sash. Would have actually been decent here, but Parting Shot into the Kyogre does allow me a position with Calyx Ice Rider here, and that might be pretty big, especially next to my... I do want to bring out the Reshiram plus the Calyx here, so I'm gonna go Calyx here. And then afterward, are we max flaring? We can max flare or Quake. They're both not terrible options here. I would like to protect the Calyx here for sure. And then, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go out in the Reshiram here. I'm gonna go for a max flare into the shed, and then I'm gonna go for a quake in the shed afterward. They might endure here, which is a-okay by me. I don't think it's too bad. The damage in the Kyogre is not even that important, at least this turn, but it is kind of unfortunate that I can't set up my Calyx Ice Rider for a win here. Oh wait, we have Rockfall actually. Ooh. We don't have to target the shed here theoretically. I could go for a but the thing is that invites unwanted company afterward. No, I'd rather keep shed on the field actually. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a max quake or not max quake, max flare into the shed here. Or I guess I could I mean, the damage in the Kyogre is like so little, it's not even worth it. But I think shed endures here, or does it? Or it might target the Calyx. Actually, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for the max flare here into protect here from my Calyx, and then I'm gonna max quake setup. Let's see, because they won't have rain to deal with it unless their Kyogre is faster for some reason than my... Unless the Kyogre is slower than my Reshiram for some reason, but I don't really see it on this team, especially it's probably Scarf Kyogre, I would imagine. This is usually the standard set right here. Let's see, we're going to get a protect with the Calyx. We're going to avoid a Poltergeist right here. The ally switch is not even that big of a deal, I think, from the shed here. It is going to be MX Geyser here. Okay, I'm imagining this is Poltergeist combination double up here. Is into Reshiram actually, but it does like no damage. Okay, cool. Because of the parting shot from earlier. A max flare going to come out into the shed here. I do want to try to get rid of shed because shed is quite the annoying Pokemon. It is quite the annoying Pokemon right here. We're gonna see what's coming afterward, or maybe I quake the Kyogre and get some damage off now. Poltergeist into what was my Reshiram. Okay, they doubled up my Reshiram. Oh, I could have got Trick Room up, but good play on their part. They're playing aggressive, but this still ends up working out perfectly fine for me. I'm actually going to go for a Rockfall here in the Kyogre. Yeah, because they're probably going to get Rain up, and then I might as well just get the Rockfall, change the weather, get rid of the shed right here, which is pretty big because, yeah, they're going for Endure, and that's kind of what I expected here. So this ends up working out. Even though I don't get the Quake boost, it's not necessary this turn, and I changed the weather anyway, which is still pretty big. They do go for the Geyser, they're going to target on the Reshiram slot, so just aggressively targeting the Reshiram. But look at the damage, there's like no damage right here at all, and we're able to get Rockfall KO into the shed, which is just beautiful right here because whatever's coming in, I don't know, they have some really awkward Pokemon in the back that don't really like dealing with Trick Room. And a max Rockfall is going to go out into the Kyogre based off ancient power. And hey, shed, I don't see any goggles. You're not wearing any goggles today. Keep the sand out of your eyes. Trick Room gonna go out with the Calyx, and the shed is unfortunately for them. Bye, 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 goodbye. All right, got rid of shed one other way. Oh, they were like, okay, this is over because their Kyogre most likely just not able to do damage. They have no switch-ins afterward because I just clicked probably like a max flare or whatever into like whatever the remaining Pokemon is. They just realized, oh, I can't do anything anymore. The shed's gone. It's all over. The Calyx plus the Reshiram sweeping under Trick Room. But yeah, really cool play turn one though from them. I didn't even consider it as an option, but I think that's a really cool option. Luckily, my backup option wasn't that bad. Dynamax Reshiram is still pretty strong right here, especially with that parting shot I went for immediately. Luckily, I didn't go for the fake out. Wheezing Regigigas alongside the Zacian, Kyogre, Regieleki, and Whimsicott. This looks like a headache to deal with. I mean, I could probably get Trick Room up, but it's not exactly the best for me here. All right, what do I want to go here? Maybe Inteleon plus the Incineroar isn't too bad here. I do like threatening the Regigigas Wheezing, although I don't know if they go Regigigas Wheezing because I do have the Mimikyu here, and Mimikyu, if it is Mental Herb, which my set is Mental Herb, they do have some troubles right here. So I don't know if they would go for that specifically here. I kind of want to try the Inteleon route this time because, man, I feel like this just wins right here. I don't think they're bringing Whimsicott against this kind of team, so I think I could probably get away with some pretty strong suits, especially red. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to try the offensive mode this time. Let's try out my... I do want to try out the Inteleon plus the Thunderous mode here, and it might actually work out here. Yeah, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how it goes. I think in the back... No Incineroar? I actually think no Incineroar's to play. I think it's Mimikyu and Reshiram in the back. Yeah. I mean, I can see some ways that I can play cheekily around this. I will see if it works. I don't know what they lead here specifically. If they lead to Eliki, I'm in a fine spot with my Thunderous. But I don't know if they're going to be Scarf Kyra on this team. I think it'd probably be Scarf Kyra. However, I just can't say for certain right here. I do have quite a few tools that can help out here in this matchup. However, Kyogre plus Zacian leads. That's an interesting one right here. Okay. If I let Incineroar Mimikyu, I got Trick Room up guaranteed. So I'm actually very surprised about this lead here. I do lead the Thunderous with my Inteleon here. Yeah, I do think it is probably the Scarf Kyogre here. All right. That's interesting. So, all right. I wonder about a few things here because, yeah, I mean, I could have led Incineroar. Yeah, sure, I trade the Incin, but then I get like a free switch and it's like really bad for them. But I'm actually surprised here. Okay. I don't know how fast this Zacian is. If it's fast, I am very scared. But if it isn't, I'm in a pretty decent spot. They also might tar down the Thunderous. I don't know if they tar down the Thunderous or if they're tarring down the Inteleon here. But you know what? Airstream into the Kyogre. We're going to gamble here and protect the Thunderous. Let's see how this goes because Water Spout is threatening so much damage right here. If this is a quick attack Zacian, this is going to give me a lot of trouble, but you kind of have to gamble in the lead. And let's bring the Inteleon for the fans. Let's get the Airstream up and see how it goes. We will G-Max our Inteleon right here. And we'll find out. This is going to be huge. This is probably Water Spout, and I'd say Behemoth Blade is going to go out into the Thunderous, but I could be wrong right here. We're going to see a Protect from the Thunderous come out. Let's see. What are you going for? What are you going for? What are you going for? This is a huge one. Water Spout. Okay, okay. But the big target is the Zacian. Who's the Zacian targeting? And also, it's Inteleon just faster than Zacian, which is also a pretty big note here. Gonna be a critical hit into the Inteleon. Really sucks there. It is a Behemoth Blade though into the Thunderous. That's actually huge. That's really huge. Okay, so I am able to get an Airstream up into the Kyogre. Nice, and that is going to put it in range of Thunderbolt, I believe. It is the Scarf Kyogre, which we did confirm, and yeah, I would suspect it on this team. And now with the Inteleon in the rain, that crit, I'm a few HP away from Torn, I think. Wait, is it 33%? It's 30. I think I'm like just above. Oh, I think I'm just above. Dang it. I go for the G-Max move though, and I'm going to go for a T-Bolt into the Kyogre. It is the safest play possible here. Inteleon is sped up right here. Let's see, whatever's coming in, it does not appreciate these attacks right here. Again, I don't think they have Whimsicott in the back. If they have Whimsicott, it's a little bit of an issue, but let's see. Can Inteleon dish out the damage? Come on, Inteleon. Get the KO here. Get the KOs. We would really love some KOs here, especially into that Zacian slot. That's a huge threat that I do have to deal with right here. And if we are able to eliminate the Zacian, it's great. We're going to see the switch out here, though, from the... Okay, into the Gigas. So they have Wheezing Regigigas in the back. All right, that's a unique pick right here. Gigas gonna have its slow start. We're gonna see Zacian Protect. That's cool because this is a Life Orb Thunderbolt from my Thunderous. So this is still a good amount of damage. And the Hydro Snipe here, a lot of damage into the Zacian's Protect. Yeah, it would have KO'd. All right, it would have KO'd naturally. All right, that's perfect. I do get a Thunderbolt off into the Regigigas. That's a good amount of damage. I'm not able to pick up the knockout afterward, but I think that's okay here. It might be in range of Life Orb Thunderbolt afterwards, so I'm actually going to go for the Snipe here into the Giga slot, and I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt into the Zacian in case they try to pivot into the Wheezing right here. And also Life Orb Thunderbolt might actually just knock out the Zacian at this range. It is pretty strong. It's based off a 145 special attack Pokemon. So yeah, they do try to pivot out into the Wheezing, I imagine. Oh, Kyogre. Okay, that works out too because I get rid of the Kyogre. That's a big knockout into the Kyogre slot. I'll definitely take it. They Dynamax the Gigas, but no Wheezing right here. I don't even know what to say here. Okay, they Dynamaxed Regigigas here, and yeah, the turn one was really huge. I'm pretty sure Behemoth Blade double up with Water Spout would have KO'd Inteleon. Like, the Inteleon is just super frail, but I did get the call right. They were way too worried about the Dynamax Thunderous, and it does make sense. They max guard here with the Thunderous. I mean, with the Gigas. Okay, that's cool. Hydro Snipe into that slot. We'll go into the Protect, and the Thunderbolt going to come out into Kyogre. That's an interesting one right here. I guess if I go for the Snipe into Kyogre, doesn't pick up the knockout, they can switch out hard into Wheezing the following turn. And if not, I mean, now I have to go for the Cannade. And if I miss here, it's not amazing. We're going to see the Wheezing does come out. Yep. This is still really good for me. Wait, did I bring Reshiram or did I bring Ice Rider? I brought Reshiram, right? Yeah, I think I brought Reshiram, and Reshiram is looking really good in this endgame right now. 49. Yeah, I'm like literally like just a few HP off Torrent, but I should be able to KO the Regigigas just fine here. I was thinking if they led like Regigigas Weezing, which didn't make sense, I could just pivot into Mimikyu. So this is the reason why I decided to go for the plays I did. But yeah, we're gonna go for the Hydro Cannon here. It should knock out the Gigas, I would imagine. With the rain, it's a really powerful attack, and a Thunderbolt into the Weezing. If we don't pick up the knockout, shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, we did pick up the knockout. Yeah, goodbye Regigigas. Inteleon, damage output. Okay. No miss in this game, but still pretty good. We could have missed actually to kept our speed boost if they went for a max strike, which would have been fun. A Thunderbolt and Weezing does so much damage. All right, and a Taunt gonna fire off into the Thunderous. But yeah, at this point in the game, it's looking pretty rough for them, especially because I do have my Reshiram in the back. They might try to fight for if it's a Calyx Ice Rider in the back. They would probably have to hope for that, but Zacian is not even a +1 attack right now because of the Weezing right now. And right here, we just draw off a Thunderbolt into Zacian because we can put in Shadow Sneak range. If they protect Zacian, go for Sludge Bomb as long as they don't. If they crit Poison, I guess that's awkward, but we still have our Inteleon, which is still faster than Zacian, and the Weezing thanks to the max Airstream boost from earlier. So as long as we don't miss cannons, I guess it's fine. But yeah, they don't protect, so this should secure the game because a Thunderbolt into the Zacian. Ooh, it didn't pick up the knockout. I thought it would have from before, but I guess it didn't. A paralysis doesn't really matter because, again, Shadow Sneak and I was outspeeding a lot of their Pokemon anyway. It looks like they went for 2 attacks right here. So Inteleon does go down to hero. Zacian stays paralyzed, but was it really like that game-changing? No. Even if they knocked out the Thunderous with like a Play Rough, I still had a Reshiram and a Mimikyu. I had a very safe Shadow Sneak into the Zacian slot, and I had a very safe Earth Power into the Weezing. I guess my Thunderbolt play wasn't as safe as I thought it would be, but yeah, they did switch out there, which was very positive, and it did work out because I did expect a switch. I was expecting the Kyogre immediately, but yeah, it did work out. I will go for the Shadow Sneak and the Zacian, and we will go for a Thunderbolt into the Weezing slot, and we'll secure the game. So Inteleon opening up the doors, the damage output, and yeah, just able to actually threaten a lot of damage into my opponent's team. Like actually, you had to respect it. They would have KO'd the Zacian with the rain boost. If it didn't protect, we got the snipe onto the Gigas, like be able to do a ton of damage to the Dynamax on the Regigigas slot with the Hydro Cannon right there. And yeah, pretty powerful. Airstream was also a really nice chip in general too. So really, like I did not expect the game to go that way, but it ended up working out. Yeah, I did have to make a really aggressive call turn 1 though, and that's just how some Dynamax Max games work. And thankfully, the Inteleon Dynamax with the Airstream just really paid off. Milotic, Rillaboom, Regieleki, Dusclops, Calyx Shadow Rider, and Zacian. This is definitely an interesting take on the team, and makes it a little bit tough because that Milotic is actually kind of an issue. Yeah, that Pokemon's a little bit troubling for my team. I do have a Thunderous, which is actually pretty good though, at least into my opponent's team, I feel like. And oh, this is kind of concerning, but I do kind of want to try to go with the Thunderous Mimikyu right here. I do kind of like that as an option. That Milotic just seems like a little bit of a pain to handle, but I don't know if they're going to lead something super aggressive like a Regieleki or one of the Calyx Shadow Rider plus Zacian right here. That is what I'm more concerned about. Reshiram's really good against this team, and I don't know, do I want to Dynamax it? Because I don't have like a Solar Beam to hit the Milotic, which is a little bit concerning for me here. I think it's a Mimikyu time. Mimikyu Thunderous, it seems like a pretty good option for me. The Inteleon unfortunately does not have any way to hit my opponent's team. I think Incineroar plus the Reshiram is the way to go here. And yeah, I do kind of like that. Let's see if this is going to work out here, because I think that Calyx Ice Rider is just a little bit too tough to bring here. And Milotic's a little bit of an issue. The damage output is like spread out. It's not really like something I really want to set up for. I think Reshiram is just way easier to deal damage. I don't even think I'm committing to a Tricker mode here, which is why I'm thinking I'm not going to bring the Reshiram, because I'm planning to maybe Airstream with my other slot. But we're going to see the Dusclops plus the Calyx Shadow Rider immediately right off the bat here. Okay. Against Mimikyu and the Thunderous right here. Is this Shadow Sneak from the Dusclops into Astral Barrage here? I wouldn't be surprised if that's the combination here that we're going to see. Okay. I don't really want to trade. I could trade Mimikyu here for the Calyx, I guess. That isn't terrible for me. I guess I could go for it here. Yeah, I could go for a Shadow Ball, and I could go for like a Max Lightning here, or Max Airstream isn't that bad here either. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that. I like the damage output into the Calyx. Let's go for it right here. I could set up for Reshiram. Just don't ally switch turn one, Clops. Just don't ally switch. If you ally switch turn one, geez. But I do think that this might be Shadow Sneak and Astral Barrage right here to KO the Mimikyu. This could be quite a few different plays, I suppose, as well. I guess if they do expect the Shadow Sneak plus a double up into their Calyx, they could go for, like, I don't know, protect, go for an attack here. Let's see. It's going to be Shadow Sneak going to come out into the Calyx, okay, which is nice. I am able to get a good amount of damage off. Okay, are you going for Astral Barrage? It is Shadow Sneak. Yeah, Shadow Sneak into Astral Barrage made a lot of sense here for them. And that's completely fine. I trade my Mimikyu here for their Calyx, and I definitely do appreciate knocking out their Calyx right here because I think Reshiram is like a lot easier. I can switch in, go for a lot of damage right here. That Astral Barrage is so much damage. Goodbye Mimikyu right here. As Calyx gets the boost, but it's getting knocked out this turn by the Airstream. I hope so. I mean, this is Life Form Max Airstream. Should easily KO the Calyx. Yep, it does. Yep. Okay. Reshiram is now in, and they don't have a good Reshiram next to Thunderous and Surd. My damage output actually kind of goes crazy against them right now. And my Incineroar with the Intimidate in the back is also looking really strong. But yeah, we are going to bring out the Reshiram right here. And X Lightning into Blue Flare doesn't seem too bad. The Zacian comes in, which isn't too bad for me. Like, the Zacian threatens the Thunderous, but my Reshiram is threatening them heavily here. I think that they probably... I could see Ally Switch coming out here. I guess that's a thing that could come out here, huh? That definitely could be a thing. I don't think they would Trick Room here. They could. I don't think they would. I'm just going to go for a Blue Flare and a Clops, and I'm going to go for a Max Airstream and the Clops as well. Or I could Ooze. Ooze would be interesting. The damage output would be pretty insane. And if they Ally Switch, I get the Blue Flare KO into the Zacian if I hit. That seems really tempting here. And I do kind of like that more than the Airstream because Reshiram's not going to outspeed the Zacian unless it's a really slow Zacian afterward. So you know what? I'm going to go for the Lightning. I mean, I'm going to go for the Max Ooze here. I'm going to try this out for the Clops because, yeah, sure, I could get a heavy amount of damage off, but I don't know what exactly they're doing here. They could protect here, but I really like setting up a +1 on both Pokemon because then I could just threaten the Zacian with double knockouts the following turn. We are going to see the Ally Switch. Okay. So they did Ally Switch. I did cover for this play here, assuming I hit. Max Ooze is going to fail here. I could have went for the Airstream, but I really didn't think it was necessary. They go for the Behemoth Blade, which is fine. I guess one question is who's in the back, because the Dynamax is going to be really important. If it's Dynamax Milo, maybe this was a terrible idea, actually. So it was Ally Switch. The Thunderous does go down here. Is this actually Allies? Is this actually Milo in the back? Oh boy, if it's Milo in the back, I might have messed up. Blue Flare going to come out though into the Zacian does pick up the knockout. All right, who's the last Pokemon? Because they have a Dynamax available, so I'm actually a little bit scared now. We will go out into our Incineroar. If it's Milotic, I'm actually going to be... that's Rillaboom, okay. That's a Rillaboom. That's a lot easier to deal with than a Milotic here. Okay, so they didn't bring the Milotic. That's perfect for me, which makes sense because since they led the Dusclops plus the Calyx, they could go for a Shadow Sneak, Astral Barrage KO into the Mimikyu right there. So they didn't really need to like pressure the Incineroar right here, but this ends up working out perfectly for me. Incineroar gets the Intimidate off. That is a slow Rillaboom. It's slower than my Incin. The Grassy Terrain went off after here. Okay. I go for a Blue Flare and a Flare Blitz right here. It's just a very safe play. I don't know if they have Protect or Max Guard, if they go for it, if they get Trick Room up. I don't think it's too bad, although they do get Haze, I guess, the next turn. I don't think doubling the Clops accomplishes anything because I don't pick up the knockout into the Dusclops with a double up anyway. And then Pain Split could be a threat the following turn. I just don't know what the moveset on the Clops is other than Shadow Sneak and Ally Switch, and most likely you want to assume Trick Room. So that last move is going to be pretty important, whether it's going to be Haze or Pain Split. I have no idea, so I'm just going to play offensive right here, and they're going to go for the Dynamax right here. So if I'm able to pick the knockout, if they don't have an Assault Vest, I think Blue Flare plus Flare Blitz will just KO the Rillaboom, but we'll find out. We're going to see the Dynamax on the Rillaboom right here. It could be Ally Switch too. This could be Ally Switch too, which I think would be very fair here. Let's see. It's going to be a... that's Ally Switch. Okay. It is another Ally Switch. All right. If they target into Incineroar, it's probably better for me. Blue Flare is going to come out. A burn into the Clops would be really nice here. That does a really good amount of damage, actually. But yeah, it's not KO. Burn onto the Dusclops is pretty nice here. And a Flare Blitz is going to come out into the Dusclops right here. How much damage will it do? Not bad, but it's not a knockout, which is a little bit unfortunate. Max Quake going to be fired off here. It is a Max Quake going to come out into instant. Would be nice because I could go for Blue Flare plus Rest of Falling turn, but it's into Reshiram. Doesn't do that much damage. Okay. All right. Reshiram might be able to live another one if I Parting Shot here. The Rillaboom slot. That'd be really nice. The Dust Clouds being at +1 is a little bit concerning though. But I think it should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay. The burn's nice because I think I always KO the Klaus with a Blue Flare double up here. And they could go for like a last ditch Shadow Sneak. I don't know if they have Helping Hand. If they have Helping Hand on the Klops, it definitely makes sense here. So Parting Shot would be a waste of my time. I might as well just go for the double up in the Klops then. With a Flare Blitz plus Blue Flare, I get a lot of damage off. And we'll find out if they decide to ally switch again here or go for a different mind game. They do have Helping Hand, yeah. So Parting Shot was never to play there. I had a suspicion Helping Hand could have been the last one, but it could have been Haze or the Pain Split. Blue Flare is going to come out and knocks out the Dust Clops, which is fantastic. So we are able to knock out the Clops. And I feel like Incineroar can win this here. Flare Blitz is going to do a lot to the Rillaboom. A good amount of damage right there, but that's a lot of chip damage I just took. A Max Quake going to be fired off. Oh, wait, hold on. How much damage am I taking for Max Quake if it's in the Incineroar? Do I survive? Wait, I might have messed up. Okay. Oh, they crit. That crit matter? I mean, I think it might have. I actually don't know because I was -1. Okay, Reshiram. You might be able to live the Max Quake, maybe. I think it's very unlikely here, but you could get another burn with Blue Flare here. Let's see. Double up in the Rillaboom didn't really change much here. I felt like I needed damage in the Dust Clouds. The Blue Flare are going to come out. Almost knock out the Rillaboom. Jeez. No burn though. Max Quake, does this pick up the knock on the Reshiram? I think it does. I think it did way more than enough. Okay. I lose my Reshiram here. All right. I don't think our endgame was that bad. I do think that losing the Thunders was kind of silly though. I don't think I should have made the I don't think I should have weighed the Max Zeus plays now that I think about it. I thought I was just trying to set up against the Klops, but wasn't really worth it, right? I think saving the Thunders, like even though Thunders wasn't even doing much afterward, just like having a way to switch to instant afterward would have been pretty clutch. And the fact that I opened myself up to my Milotic endgame was not exactly the best option right there. I do think that I had a better spot where I did go for a Max Guard and a Blue Flare. Even if I Blue Flared the Zacian slot as like the ally switch, I think it would have been fine. The ally switch twice, I guess maybe I could have read the ally switch the second time around. That's also another play that I could have maybe went for, and I think it would have been pretty reasonable right there. The Flare Blitz, maybe it wasn't the best play. I think it was. Actually, no, I probably should have Parting Shot again. If I get crit at the same time, like it kind of sucks, but I think it would have been okay because like Blue Flare did a lot to the Rillaboom. So I think with the Parting Shot, if I went for Parting Shot there, and a Blue Flare, double up in the Klops, pick up the knock on the Klops and get a Parting Shot off into the Rillaboom. If they crit me, I think Reshiram is the next one. The Rillaboom is at full health to be kept in mind, but I get another Blue Flare. I do a lot of damage and then their Dynamax is over. They're +3, but I think Blue Flare could still knock out. Maybe Grassy Terrain turns are going to be like a big factor. And I guess I might have been in range of Grassy Glide too now that I think about it. But then again, Quad Resistant, it is a -1 Rillaboom. And I think it's Miracle Seed. It could have been close, but I do think I could have played better with Thundurus in the early turns. And that is the show. Mist Inteleon. I used it in one game and it was able to do really well. It's actually funny because I would really like to face like a bunch of Incineroars, but I actually did not face many Incineroars with this team, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, Inteleon and the G-Maxi, it's multiple ties was something I was not expecting, but yeah, I was able to put in some work. But if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, I'll link them down below in the description. You can check out the rest of my Series 12 content where there's a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.